Listen, guys, I have a lot of children, right? And some people wonder what goes on in life. You see, reincarnation is serious because I told you I made all spiritual guardian guide empresses. It's like a cycle. If you do the wrong thing, you are honorable. When I have intimacy with my wife, it fulfills all her star points, even to the magic of the outer intellect. Say my child passed away or a chick passed away, and then she's a part of the real legacy bloodline and lineage, and then she had an oath or something in the physical reality, or she used to be an empress or whatever the situation is. If certain things were honored in a periodical timetable, when I have intimacy with my wife, it fulfills all the chemistry, all the spirituality, or the magic, or the mythology. Now, let me explain something to you. Now, when this happens, that means other people that is like, you remember, I'm space. I have all the planets in me. I mean, I'm literal space. I'm just here. This is the reason why I left for education, so you could comprehend to your point of enlightenment, to your social education, so you wouldn't get caught up when things happen and you could understand your human condition and your physics. When, say, a person says, yo, you're real Ra. Yeah, I am. And then on top of it, the real original Ra. Yeah, I am. I am the real original Ra. Now, on top of it, now, when I'm with my wife, it's just like if somebody try to take a magical mythology away. Remember, I left education throughout the paradigm of time, even of other social, economic, social, meaning other solar systems, planets, moon, suns, earths. And on top of it, I did a high metaphysics, and I'm the head of all social star chart, and I'm a star. If a person said, I used to have demons back in the days, and the way certain things, life goes in the physical reality, the reason of this, because the type of primitive mind state of a certain point of criticalness, of value, that individuals become a part of, and then on top of it, of your humane condition. Is like, when I made planets, I made guardians even of space. If something happens, the individuals will always be around because me and my wife have intimacy at certain times. It's like a wedding reunion. You know what I'm saying? And then it's on when I pick and choose, though, because there's different social economics. You'd be surprised what can happen in the social habitation when I'm with my wife. Now, if children passed away, the overall empress of importance at the time of the season of the years that we in is gonna be the one that already fulfilled certain things a certain type of way in the physical habitation within certain individuals of certain physical matter at a time. So the natural habitation would be wonderful. Another person wasn't expecting certain things to happen a certain time, but I did it a certain type of way, still fulfilling what I needed to fulfill for myself a certain type of way. One of the things I was happy about, but there was a situation off of that also. But I still remain happy because I know the reason of the equality. So now, I'm going to be real even at a time. I'm going to be real even at a time. An individual says, what are you speaking about? If people got rid of demons, that means, say demons were the last thing on earth. That's the last protection of any social empress to the social habitation of your magic that's left on the earth. So this is why I have angels, demons, or white light. You have all type of things in the physical reality because it's a natural conduct of militants through time in different ways, in mentorship, and even a person of guidance. It could be even a ninja, a person of guidance that'll show you certain things according to your habitation. Even my caretakers or international security. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just say, because everybody has a social star chart, this is why I refine certain things, but I look over the quality of what would be the physical reality of something that happens, because the overall situation, judgment of the neuroactivity of the brain and the condition of one's mentality of physical habitation and stuff. So this is why I pick and choose what I do a certain type of way, because if something happens to my wife and then I'm the one that made all space, of course I'm gonna be the last person she runs to, because she's gonna be like, yeah, I wanna be, I need so and so, I need this, and then on top of it, when I fulfill, it's like giving back her energy to what she needs and her planets and her plans, her manifestation, even of the current that she needs to really refine herself. And I'm the only one that does this. I'm telling you, there's a reason of order and honor. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Now, this is why if something happened to certain individuals in the paradigm of time, remember, I'm the paradigm, so I already fulfilled through the anatomy at a point of vibrational current for individuals' social habitation to my wife judgment calls, and she knows because of what I'm with at the time is going to be a certain type of way in the physical conduct. You know what I'm saying? Because I was with a certain type of equality, or certain things are happening with a certain type of way in the physical conduct. You know, I was with just like I was with this girl before, and I had a situation with a love of mine, and the way situations played out. Because the girl, she did more mischievous things in the physical reality, so the conduct of the children is going to be even more mischievous in the paradigm of a time. But when I was with my wife, a certain type of way, another individual that I know kind of irritated the situation to what was going on between the intimate condition, because that person realized it instantly that I already fulfilled. You know, yo, listen, I gotta get me a car. She already know I already fulfilled a certain type of situations, a certain type of way to their social habitation, to even the natural conduct, even the elements of their social economics and stuff. But it's just being real. But the way I did it it was a judgment call of an individual a certain type of way that coincides, that brings the overall to a connection, even in the points of enlightenment. Now, because I was with my wife a certain type of way, and I wanted to be with her, to spend more time with her, because the reality of what she really needs a certain type of way was serious a certain type of way. But I couldn't be with her a certain type, because the way an individual irritated her, and I had to give certain things time a certain type of way, because she had to know the reason of honor, and I didn't want nobody doing something that was kind of out of character when it comes to the physical reality. But an individual wonders about a person's mentality, but is something of their natural vibration, of their conduct, of the reason, of the intricacy. It's just what a person wants to do in the overall if something happens, and the type of conduct they want to have with an individual in a paradigm of time. So, you know, but because it wasn't a real irritation, but not comprehending why it happened a certain type of way, but another person not realizing what the cause and the emotions of another individual, even at another time, doing certain things a certain type of way, an individual was considerate until certain points. You know, but I'm going to be real. Every time I was with my wife, I fulfilled her energies and natural current and vibrations of the high intensity of the anatomy. I fulfilled the vibrations to certain individuals in the social economics. So certain individuals' social economics is going to be dependent on certain feminine beings of their reality. Like, because you got to remember, they came into the realization of life. They were with me, like, into the real close proximity of I'm the reality of, I made space, I'm creation himself. So everything through time is going to be a certain type of way according to their conduct. So they might try to manipulate the physical conduct, but the overall what it caused to other individuals shows you the intentions beforehand. Because if a person gets out of character, another person regarded themselves, but there was reasons, because the reasons why certain things was done is because it's of a high honor. It's one of some of the highest honors a certain type of way. But an individual got to know, because what an individual did, even in the paradigm of time, caused for certain individuals' reaction, and then on top of it, you have to take care of the hyenity condition of the physical reality, and just not a certain type of situation, because it'll cause a certain type of conduct throughout time, and then another person will be messed up in the physical reality, because a person can't live in a certain type of condition of the humane condition of the physics, even when it comes to a social economic set a certain type of way. Now, it's certain times, certain things happen a certain type of way, but I was a traveling man. I'm not a person that just stays one place and does, you know, I have to have time of a certain type of conduct to really calm down the situation, to have a handle on the situation in reality, so individual can have a sense of reality, because I'm reality. You don't understand? A sense of reality of for your comprehension, so you could be on point with yourself within social economics, even at a time if you have like a physical mental condition or a certain type of habitation of your oneself. I'm just telling you, if you don't believe me, remember I told you this. I put it on you. I'm reality. So when I'm with my wife, her comprehension. If somebody did something to her and she had to think for herself to do something for herself, she has to comprehend for herself. So she has that only at a certain time of comprehension for herself. But the further distance I play a certain type of way is the reflection. So the meeting point in the physical reality that happens at a time is just the beginning of one's reflect of one's physical reality. And she, some of my wife, they do it upon themselves a certain type of way. Another person would have never thought a certain individual would have did something like that, but that overall situation a certain type of way, it was another type of social habitation and intention. And that's because the real situations is happening because another individual realized that a person wasn't going to let them take advantage of them a certain type of way, and they did the realest thing that they could ever did in their life, and then that's it. You know what I'm saying? And then another individual's, well, I'm speaking about real humane condition physics right now. You wouldn't believe what I'm talking about. Like, if I sleep with my girl, if you died like 100 years ago, a million years ago, and you come back in reincarnation, it's because I had sex with her. So the original legacy lineage of bloodline of the purity of the reason of the social education of the humane condition of the physical realities fulfilled, so an individual got to come back to a cycle. But I stopped the cycle of space, so it was like a cleansing. So if a person continues and they're breaking their oath a certain type of way, it's dependent on my wife's judgment, because she already prepared herself in case of something like this ever happened. Because she was like, yo, if you do something like that, and then individuals that did certain things to me in a certain type of way, then it's gonna be like this. But depending on what they did, what y'all do in a physical reality. Now, this is certain things that's even manifestation through vibrational current of serious conduct of the physical reality of certain things that was done in certain ways and times. And then on top of it, everybody I brought back a certain type of ways in their planet. And on top of it, certain things that they might have did according to their social star chart for individuals. So if an individual had an oath at a time and they were like, yo, they kept coming back at a time, if the Empress, so that would manifest in the paradigm of time, they would be there. And then on top of it, they would realize it's just the way, the last thing that they did in their social habitation for the Empress and the condition, because another person, or it was just something missing for their humane condition, for they could have seen the manifestation of their miracle of certain things that happen for certain individuals. And then on top of it, of their real metaphysics of their one's physical reality of humane condition. And then on others, it's just keeping individuals a certain type of way, into refining the natural current of their purest conduct, even at a time that they'll find, and even within their own energy. So, I'm just gonna be real, but, certain chicks, their conduct with certain families is gonna be a certain type of way, because it's what another individual is naturally dominating when it comes to the reality of one's physics. So it's the situation that happened, even though it's already the same thing for me, because this was causing the reminder of one's purity. Because a person will come and then they'll be around me, and then they say, I'm the reason of their humane condition, so the reason of their wonderful resuscitation. But if you have a girl that's killing you and had the energy even more than one time and was with somebody else, it's killing you. When you fade off, it's going to be through other conduct that she did. You know what I'm saying? Like in life, even in your social habitation, the humane condition and physics, when you fade off of whatever has happened to you, the natural current is the other things that she was doing when her condition started spoiling. This is why I tell you, when certain chicks make an oath, and then after that they ruin the oath that they make, and then they try to go to certain habitation, because remember, I give the purity of the KoNduct, so it's meant to be with me. You know, the energy of the earth is needed for the responsibility of rulership. So it's the individual's meant to be with me, but when they go and then they go be with somebody else, it's like another person manipulating the time, value, and current of the KoNduct, and then not the real situation. And then when the energy wants the real situation to refine, is not them. So that time that they're wasting is your fade off. So that person will be living off your humane condition. You know what I'm saying? So, but of the spoiled KoNduct. But that wouldn't make sense for individuals to do something like that when a person could have still been able to live and just still been wonderful and without doing anything wrong, a certain type of way, because you would have had certain things that would have manifested in their physics to the natural habitation that would keep their energy going for the longest time in the paradigm of time to their humane condition. Now, a person thinks it's like a joke. I'm not telling you, because there's things I could just naturally look at even at the time and tell you that's how serious it is. I'm a wonderful person even down to the physical elements, because it replenishes and keeps the vibrational KoNduct going a certain type of way to the reason of one's habitation and temperament, of the reason even if one is of a metaphysical habitation of like they're into sports, they into meditation, they into certain type of martial arts, you know, to their physical habitation a certain type of way, to the things that go on in social society. So, you know, because the other individual's ignorance, when a person fades off a certain type of way, it's going to be like, oh my God, you know, because the energy of the things that's even done according to that star chart, and I'm the head of that social star chart of all of that. So it's going to be like, oh my God, the things those stars are going to be doing. So you're going to have other stars that want social habitation because because it's other empresses. So it causes for other calendars to do certain things a certain type of way, even at a time, because it's called for certain things at a time within the planets, within themselves, for the even of the mythology, of the metaphysics of the physical reality that you would call probably you know, a wonderful craft of acknowledgement of manifestation of miracles, even what one's energy could do naturally, even when it comes to even down to cleaning the natural elements, what a person could do to an individual in the physical reality. So it's a wonderful thing, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna show you. You wouldn't believe it, but then it shows you the reasons of one's high intensity of one's conduct of the physical reality. You know what I'm saying? So, and it shows you. And remember, we in the year of the element. You know what I'm saying? This is the year of the element. So the situation is all because of me being with my wife a certain time, but then individuals in life that is very loved gets to experience the KoNduct of the fadeaway or the manipulation to what was done in their life according to the vibrational KoNduct that was in the real manifestation of existence. So now if the chick went and cheated and with somebody else, now you're going to go through a turmoil with some bum-ass nigga probably somewhere. Probably my child also, but still some bum-ass nigga that did some old crazy shit with the chick just to having fun, not caring. And then I was supposed to make sure I reap the value and the income for the family, I have the precise revenue of their conduct. So if I pay a penny, it's like $1 billion, trillion, zillion dollars. And it's worth like $1 billion, trillion, zillion dollars. If I touch it, that means the family would get $1 billion, trillion, zillion dollars. So if somebody else touch it, is going according to the mother. If she wants to do a favor for that individual, and then if she's being manipulated, but one is being cheated of even the enrichment of one's social habitation because the stupidity of another individual just splurging away the energy, and also it's like the energy of one's physical habitation and causing a loss in the paradigm of time. So a person got to think about, and we in the year of the element, so everything got to match up even in the physical human condition of even value a certain type of way. So if another nigga was getting expensive and getting money, and then or the whole family wanted money, and they didn't want to be asking a bum ass nigga or doing certain things, and then individuals could have really seen how wonderful the family is all together and stuff, but the individual just wanted to fade out a certain type of way because he knew he cheated. How can I say, not cheat, but he cheated your reality that caused your conditioning to even your humane condition if something goes wrong. You know what I'm saying, in life. So he ran around, took advantage of it, and and then you see the chemistry he's fighting off. And then when she wants to refine, notice what my wife does. She always comes to me. She sits there, she's like, oh, this and other. And the next thing you know, she gets her soap, she gets her cleaning product, she gets her soap, she gets all the materials that she needs a certain type of way. And then on top of it, it's like killing herself. But you gotta remember, the Japanese empresses, even at the time of things that they did in this social habitation, and the way, yeah. If you've seen this, and when she see me, she says she no going. Boy, would you give me some? Yeah, let's see this. You have to see for yourself. But I'm just gonna be real. You know, a person wonders. You had to see what that was. A person wonders about social equality, and then an individual shows you their intentions to the manifestation over the things that they can handle. But it's supposed to be. It's like it takes me. You remember, it's reality. So you want the real enrichment in life. It sets certain ways when a person's moving in the conduct, and then the little things, the little money I gave was already enough to fulfill throughout time a certain type of way. But to really reap it in physics to everybody's for a family is a little different. So that's when if another person fades you out and then something happens, it's only till the time I get to be with my wife again, or a certain type of way according to the physical habitation. And then on top of it, then you look at other individuals if they did certain things that was like perverted, and they got sick from doing. Now some of them wonderful, but say if they got sick from doing certain other things a certain type of way, you know, one's dignity knows, you know what I'm saying, but certain other things a certain type of way, then because one got to think about the depth of reality, and a person doesn't play when it comes to one's fierceness and consciousness. So either way, so a person think about what another person caused. So it's the energy of it's just like why I taught you about universal laws. You know, universal laws, you know, the laws of attraction and all type of stuff, because I'm supposed to attract my wife a certain type of way for the physical chemistry to the magnetism, so it could be strengthened even in the elements throughout time. So you can have even more power in the elements, even in the current, if you pull in a certain type of velocity. And you know what I mean? I'm nice. I'm the jewel emperor of all jewels, even of space, stones, elements, and jewels. And then also, I told you that, you know what I'm saying? And then on top of it, then you think about this, you know what I'm saying? What type of fire? Yo, you know I'm Aurora's husband, right? The Aurora Borealis and the Aurora Star Realis, the Aurora itself, of all the crown empresses, I'm her real husband. So even the elements, the power of the element of what someone can do in the physical reality is serious when I'm with my wife. So if another person's robbing you of that physical education because they're cheating, it's like they're cheating the magic, trying to get her power a certain type of way, but they don't have the same equality at a point of physics, and it's just alluring to them because they're learning that person is learning my wife, but it's killing her at the same time and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's for one's reason, and if somebody lets that continue, then one doesn't really reap the benefits of one's physical reality and power of magic, of rulership, throughout even one's higher intellect of outer regard. And one has to reap the power intellect of one's higher intent out of regard, especially me. I have to have, you know, the reason of other things in life. And then on top of it, the way individuals treat me socially, even down to her physical condition, causes her to be a certain type of way. So if she doesn't want to be victim to her own element, she has to come and make sure she finds me instead of that person really killing her a certain type of way. And that was depending on the chicks I was with in the physical reality, according to their time and the current. If they went and got a boyfriend, if some other girl was aggravating them, some other girl did something a certain type of way at a time, and through the paradigm of time, because their manifestation in life always is according to me, even in the I told you the little mythology filter. So the same thing. So in their life, to them manifest to come out the mythology filter a certain type of way, and to keep their vibrational current of their identity, because they came into the contact with the reality still alive. That's what they do. They got to come around me and be around me, have a certain type of contact, so they could be able to live under throughout the generations. It's not some of them will just be like a fade out, and then they'll just die from a disease from somebody else. KoNduct that was giving them false energy wasn't a high enough current that they needed a certain type of way. And if they living off my wife, that was a definite. And if they're living off the crown empress, another higher empress, that's a definite sickness or illness a certain type of way in a paradigm of time, and it kills off the social habitation, no matter on the level you want, a certain type of way. So if you had a star being and they were the head star, and then next you caused them to come down, at the time I kept them alive a certain type of way. So he wondering in the paradigm of time and the energy from her birth, from the time I made her, not in her birth, but the time it's like a birth to life, but I made her out of nothing. It wasn't like I gave birth to have sex. I made my wife out of nothing. Each social economic habitation empress, even the inner points of enlightenment, I made them, and then I connected them together, even a certain type of way through the physical reality. And on top of it, I'm the only one that did it because I'm reality himself. Another person can't do it because they're living off their matter of their vibrational current through time of the intensity of the manifestation of light, even when it comes to one's reality of beginning of existence. Now, for those that's intellectual and educated, or realize what I'm really speaking about. But that's the same. This is what I've been trying to tell individuals even through time. So if you were a star, you knew you were a star, and then you came down, it was like having a wonderful time coming back to life and all the things an individual could do, and then you came back to life, and then you find out, sure, this was some bum nigga somewhere else, and this what you're looking for is me, because you want to find out she was with me, and then what bum nigga she was with after that faded the situation out, and then it might have been like a deadly blow. Because I told you, my children, the stars do martial arts. It could have been a deadly blow from a judgment call from what they did, or it could have been my wife wanted them away for a certain time because something was broken a certain type of way, and she wanted to conceal it, and then she didn't want nobody knowing about it. So through the martial arts that she did a certain type of way, whoever caused it, it could have been a blow, and then next thing you know, that person that was a star, she's just concealing certain things. So they should be looking for certain things that was broken already, that fucked up her social habitation, for they could fix it. So this way, if their vibrational current could still be dominant. This is what's called the Guinness Book of World Records. Because for their situation to be dominant a certain type of way in a physical reality, even when it comes to one's social habitation. Because if a star fades out from a martial art blow, because it can make a person pass out. And you got to remember, there was individuals that gave me injection. It wasn't even martial art. That was kind of martial arts, but it was like a dart, but is an injection, but a person did it to themselves, so they're gonna lose control of even their own physical habitation at a time, because they're probably mad at something that happened, and it could have been a vibrational current from somebody that's in charge another type of way, that's just trying to handle their reality at a point, so their vibrational current could be a certain type of way. So sometimes individuals probably assassinated a certain type of way, and then next thing you know, another person's just watching their conduct through time to see if they were really about what their situation was in life out of higher regard and stuff. And then on top of it, looking and just judging the situation a certain type of way through time. And then on top of it, my wife knows I'm the real reality, I'm the real husband. So other individuals are using it as a form of a international jail on higher levels of other social as a meaning solar system, higher economics, and points of position of the physical reality throughout time. So now I'm just going to tell you just like this. If you have individuals that is already caused the manipulation of me being with her, is what caused your star to get judged and fade out because of your conduct. So other people, it could have been done to you spitefully or on purpose. They could say your conduct was too weak at a certain time, or they could just be watching you for something else that you might magnetize. Because remember, I am the head of pre-prime transform. Yo, all that's real, my nigga. Yo, listen. You remember, another person's watching another person's magnetism because they want to get their point of value. So on top of it is me want to be to the point. I'm the real value, but they want to get to the point of where your elements are placed at because they know the intensity of your conduct. And another person was watching somebody else playing. That means, yo, listen, niggas and my shorty picking boogers and shit. You know what I'm saying? She doing funny things and shit. I'll tell my wife right now because that's the only thing that's gonna save her life a certain type of way for her to know of a habitation the one I was with. I'm gonna tell you, I'm already natural. You gotta really look at me. You picking boogers and shit. A person says, why you said it like that? Remember, I'm the one that gave my shorty a social habitation. Another person is doing something another type of way. That means it's because they're going into a depth reflection of something that must have happened. They probably want to cause a certain type of... I understand what you're saying, but depending on how you're doing it, it could cause... You don't want to cause a forever situation a certain type of way, because another person will take advantage of it if the conduct is going the way it is. I'm just telling you an overall situation in physics, because another person is going into it. It don't make no sense for an individual to call or the whole, and you know what I'm saying, because a person got to think, and if something is done, I would have had to been plush already, because I could have been telling you the same information and having a wonderful life a certain type of way. I would have been even more wonderful because you would have seen the real miracle even at the time of an individual. Another individual is like killing their own element as more they move along. Because you gotta remember, it's an energy of balance of a soul. Is like a soulmate. So when they discontinue from your soulmate, the real manifestation of yourself is not vivid a certain type of way, because another person wants the control of the physical reality. And then on top of it, they're cheating the real empress, who, especially if she's certain heights, they're cheating her through time, especially if they know that she comes through a certain type of way in identity in the physical reality, and they just want to kill her at times a certain type of way and stuff. That's real death, you know what I'm saying? That's because a person's inner emotions of knowing a form of a frequency of oneself. It's just like why I have that chick upstairs always talking about, oh, she hate. I be looking at her like, yo, you know, I be hearing her like, yo, that's what's really killing the empress. Is somebody's trying to eliminate somebody in a paradigm of time without nobody realizing what's really going on because of certain situations and stuff. But I'm just being real. Another person caused the situation, so they're manipulating the person. So the outcome of the situation is the reflection, even of the intention of a person that they think is a dominant figure in the physical reality, because they're thinking about my wife a certain type of way, because they're thinking my wife can control. No, she can't, because I'm the one that showed her the situation, so I overrided her energy a certain type of way when it came to certain intentions. But my real wife is different, and she has nothing to do with her. So I'm talking, you know, it's just a different type of situation. So, but I'm gonna be real. A person says, why are you saying certain things like that? Because you got to think about the reality of the physical conduct of things that really happen a certain type of next way. It wasn't with who you expect, it was with somebody else. So I know what's really going on in a certain type of way. Another person